For everyone who considers themselves a giver, I want to give something to you. So, for every person who drops a heart in the comments, I will add your name to a raffle and I will do a spin the wheel. Whoever it lands on will get a free copy of one of these books, either sent to them on their ebook or actually mailed out to them from me. I support all of these authors. These are all short stories or very short books. I appreciate every single one of these authors. So no one has asked me to do this, but I'm doing this on my own. The very first book that I am introducing to you all is from none other than Aundrya Richardson. This book is titled Right on Time. This author and I have been networking with each other for well over 4 or 5 years now. I have not met this author in person, but the day that I do, I'm going to be extremely excited. This book not only gets you together in the aspect of reminding you never to limit other people's potential. If you have a child that enjoys drawing, coloring, and if they tell you as a child, Mom, I really want to have my own coloring book one day. I want my comics to be in the newspaper. Do not ever limit your child and tell them, well, girl, you can barely draw with the crayons and pencils that I got for you. So, what do you need to be talking about this and that for? Do not limit your children and do not limit yourself. If you have a dream of writing and publishing a book, this book by this author, I've already listened to it. And when I say listen, I mean with assistive reader. So there's not an audio book that I'm aware of. I've listened to it with the assistive reader in the Kindle app itself. I believe the paperback is available on Amazon as well. You can read this book for free with Kindle Unlimited. It says, when I first started my writing journey many years ago, I had little to no support, and as I got ready to venture out with publishing, I tried to take advice from those who had already gone on before me and published their books. To my surprise, no one wanted to encourage me or advise me in any way. I was left to figure out the process on my own. And 6 years later, I can look back and say that I have come a long way. This book is 89 pages. It came out July 10th of 2022. I think it does still apply. Let me know if you guys have read this book or if you've read other books similar to it. I'm always reading. I'm a continual learner. I don't think I have all the answers. I will never say that I am an expert at anything because every market is fickle and things change overnight. This book by Ebony Q is titled The Last Ride. It is a short story. This is a very good short story. It reminds you, be careful who you're accepting these rides on rideshare apps from because you never know who you're getting in the car with. You'll be thinking this is just a sweet young gentleman that you done hired to drive you around to get you to and from. And the whole time you don't know, like you might have an idea of what they have going on. You might know their financial struggles, maybe their issues with trying to provide for their family. You never know how desperate someone will get when they're trying to make ends meet, especially if they have some bad influences in their ear. Why did I just say air? I done been in Tennessee too long. Y'all done took over my vocabulary. The point is, every single book I read by Ebony Q, and I did an author interview with her earlier this year. The book Disillusion that I read by her, Party Girl, every single book she writes has some type of story that you can, it's like a cautionary tale. That's what they have. All of her books that I have read have cautionary tales, and I really enjoy that because I feel like her books allow you to escape in them. They allow you to see through a different lens of life that maybe you've never experienced before. But they also serve as a warning to the people who like to live on the fence and that like to live on the edge. Y'all might want to start playing with people because you never know what a person really has going on. Like you never know. You never know. And when it comes to certain people in this book, you never know who's really in their corner. Just because you don't lay eyes on whoever is protecting this person or is around this person, don't think that the absence of you seeing them means they do not exist. This was a very good book. Let me know what other titles by this author I should be checking out. I enjoy all of her short stories. The Nosy Neighbor is a short story that will make you laugh and feel good. I did listen to it with Kindle Unlimited's Read and Listen program, where pretty much the book is on Kindle Unlimited, but it's being narrated. So it's by Nita Prose. It is 29 pages. This was my first time listening to a book by this author. It falls under 45-minute mystery, thriller, and suspense. This book is hilarious because Marge can be considered a meddlesome neighbor. She keeps too close a watch on her neighbor's house across the street in this twisty short story. For decades, Marge has been spying on her neighbors Doris and Bob, reporting every sordid thing that she sees to her husband Harold. Now, at first, I'm thinking, like, well, it's probably because Doris does too much. Like, it's probably because Doris is across the street being super obnoxious. And Doris does have some male company that comes when she's learning how to paint. And then the blinds will get closed so that she can do whatever it is she's doing behind closed doors with the painters. while the husband is in the house, whatever. Her husband never really accompanies her to do things because she's always like, oh, Bob is too sick. Bob has a peanut allergy. Bob's allergies are too bad for him to be coming outside. So she kind of sort of does her own thing. And when Marge starts asking her, like, well, what are you gonna do if Bob just gets to the point where he cannot keep up with you? Because girl, it's clear the man is already struggling, like he has health issues. The lady makes Doris makes a joke of like, well, he's gonna have to keep up with me if he's gonna want to stay alive, or else he's gonna be cut. And now it sends Marge on this whole trip of like, what if she is really going out of town with Bob for the first time so she can unalive him? This book was so funny, and I can promise you, when the book ends, you did not see the ending coming. Drop a comment and let me know what other titles I should be checking out by this author. If you're someone who drags their feet in washing their clothes, and then when you finally do wash them, you're just like, oh my God, I'm so glad this is over and done with, this will be a book for you. Because imagine this, you go to wash your clothes, your sexy neighbor is kind of sort of washing his clothes at the same time. And you're like, damn, this man looks good. But by the time you get done washing all your clothes, you're like, okay, cool. I'm good. I'm straight. I don't have to worry about this for another week or so. The next day you go ahead and put on a pair of cute drawers, right? Why is all the granny panties the only thing that's there? And you know damn well you just washed all of your clothes. So there's no reason as to why you can't find not one pair of like boy shorts, a thong, or no nothing. All we got is period panties left. Imagine there becomes a situation of there's a knock at your door. And it's your neighbor with your drawers on his finger. This book is by the Tasha Marie, How My Neighbor Stole My Panties, an erotic holiday short story. It is 28 pages. I highly recommend it because it has some spicy X-rated scenes in here that had me clutching my pearls like, oh, all right, neighbor. Okay, neighbor, like let me find out. This is what happens. I'm probably going forward when I'll sit outside the laundromat and just sit and watch my clothes spin because I don't want to find myself in that situation with my neighbor. I'm glad things went the way it went for Shorty, but I probably would have been so damn embarrassed. Like, you really got my drawers? Like, they got mixed in with your clothes? Let me know what other titles by this author I should be checking out. Forbidden Fruit is by Jade Monroe. I did an author interview with this author very, very early on in the year. She is the sweetest person ever. This is a short story. I love me a short story. It is 30 pages. It says for the book overview, witness the intensity of desire of desire one summer in the seaport of Savannah through the eyes of Cherry and Kane. Journey with them as they navigate the complexities of forbidden love, secrets, and unjust tragedy. Now, Cherry is running track for her high school. Kane is her brother's best friend. So when he kind of starts shooting his shot at her, Cherry's like, listen, I am not getting caught up with you. I have flourished when it comes to track because I have not paid attention to the young men that have tried to get my attention. So I'm going to keep focusing on doing that. She walks home. Her Mima kind of sort of is really busy running things at the house. I don't want to say that her Mima is heavy into gambling and things, but Mima might dibble and dabble just a little bit. The only thing is Kane's like, is that Kane? Yeah, Kane's like, I'm gonna give you a ride home because there's no point in you walking. Like, yes, I'm your brother's friend. We can keep this on the low until we don't need to keep it on the low any further. Cherry is very hesitant because she is not trying to hurt her brother's feelings. She don't want her brother to get upset. Is there an attraction there? She definitely is feeling our boy Kane. This book ends in such a way that I feel like I had peace with the way that the book ended, but it was unexpected for me because I did not see that coming. Drop a comment and let me know what other titles by this author I should be checking out.